Hey, this is Rob Anspach, and welcome back to another edition of E-Heroes for those keeping count. This is episode 319, and we're just chugging along. Now, a lot of you guys know that my backstory came from the carpet cleaning world, and so I wanted to bring on my one of my mentors from that lifetime ago. He's the media director of ISSA, and you'll soon find out what that is. But I want to bring on Jeff Cross. And Jeff, I got an itch. Sorry. Welcome to eHeroes, and it's been a long time.
It has been, Robin. Thank you. And why did it take you so darn long to get me on? I'm 319. That's my number. 319. We've been to trade shows, we've had meals together, we've taught together. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, you're way down on the list.
Thank you. I appreciate being here. Really do.
No, it's and as I shared with you off air, as I've grown on Spock Media, from a little dinky company to this big publishing company. One of the things that really is starting to come back, and I'm re-embracing my years of carpet cleaning. And as a carpet cleaning owner for 19 years, you and I interacted probably on a weekly basis. I wrote articles for Cleanfax. I helped you with a lot of marketing events, and my whole existence as a marketer would not have happened without spending time in the trenches cleaning carpet.
Hmm.
You know,
Agreed. And you have written articles for Cleanfax. You have one coming up in January.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you're not done.
I'm not done. There's still a lot to do, but
Hmm.
and I still tell people that I'm still in the cleaning business. It's just different. Now I'm cleaning up the internet. So,
Whoa, that's a task. I don't know.
yeah, it's huge. But without me learning communication, interactions with people, adapting my personality to fit some of my clients, I wouldn't be where I was today.
Mhm.
And so, as we evolve as business owners, I think we have to look back and say, look, if it wasn't for this period of time, we would not be where we are now. And
100%
so
true. I agree.
and with you, you started out just like me, a single owner of a truck mounted carpet cleaning unit, going out there and struggling and learning and now look at you. You just I envy where you are because you know you have this presence now, and everybody looks up to you, and then you're writing these brilliant magazines, and it's phenomenal. And
Well,
I'm
thank
really
you, Rob. Although when I got started, I wasn't a single carpet cleaner. I was married.
you knew what I
So I know what you meant.
mean.
No, we a lot in common, Rob, and I know we both run businesses, good and bad, through recessions, through yeah, it's but where you end up in the here and now,
Mhm.
you know, all of that does build towards that.
Yeah.
And I think back to my start with Cleanfax is how I got started. It was because John Downey noticed something I was writing on a blog on the Cleanfax forum. I mean, this could have been you, Rob, because you were writing stuff too.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're pretty witty.
I and I at the time I don't think I was ready. I don't think I was ready to take on something at a massive scale. I needed to learn. And just like taking all the IICRC certifications and going from, little Padawan, not knowing anything, to a, master carpet cleaning Jedi and learning all that stuff. It took time.
A lot of time. And I have to confess that it was when I sold my company and started to teach the classes. So when I sold, I became a master cleaner. Retook some classes. I've had some great instructors over the years. But I have to say, once you start studying the craft of cleaning, that's when you really learn. And so I would say that I probably picked up a lot of the technical. information, the details,
Hmm.
more so since I quit cleaning full time. Because when you're cleaning, you just do it,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes you're a mad scientist, sometimes you're asking for help, but when you can step back and study it. I think that's the same with you, Rob, with marketing. When you ran your company, you were marketing your business. Now you're not running your company. What are you doing? You're focusing on the craft of marketing.
Hmm.
And I bet you've improved immensely since those days.
Well, I would hope so. You
Well,
know,
I mean, you've got the books behind you there.
oh
So,
yeah, and we
and I
just
see the Xerox printer in the corner where you make them.
the you know, over the last 11 years, after, I published the first book, Share, which was all about
Hmm.
social media, and social media has changed, incredibly in that time. And then I followed up with a book on SEO, and SEO has changed so much now. It's like those books are completely out of date. So I'm trying to write books that are more evergreen, that are and people can pick them up in 11 years or 12 years or 20 years, and they understand what's in them. And it's
Agreed.
kind of hard to do.
Yeah, SEO to me, I used to kind of understand the mechanics of it years ago. In fact, I taught some seminars on it when it was maybe a little simpler.
Hmm.
Now my focus is on what I do when it comes to SEO, and that's content. I think you probably agree, Rob, that content is a strategy that has always been, maybe will never change because we hope the search engines are going to be honest and match up the searches to the content that they're looking for. So if you that's my focus is content on all of the websites that I'm a part of. I'll leave the detailed, dirty mechanics to people like you who can keep up with that because I can't. There's no
Right.
way.
Well, and I think a lot of people forget that content is king. And so,
Mhm.
and it's I know it's when I still had the cleaning business, these phones were getting in and just coming out. They're getting better and better, and but there's still a lot of cleaners out there who don't embrace their phones. They don't take videos of their work or pictures or get video testimonials. And I think that's where they're losing their client base. If they can compile all this information that they're collecting every day, with their phones, they'd have a much better, much richer
Mhm.
business because the clients wouldn't go anywhere else. They would stick to them because they're constantly putting out content.
Yeah, marketing can be as simple as that. Just use your phones. My biggest regret is getting rid of my first phone, which was a big briefcase thing. I'd love to show you what that, I don't know where it went. I should have kept it. But these phones are fantastic. You can record 4K video. You don't need that, but you can. And create your YouTube channel, put it on social media. It's just a great way to have people see who you are, add that personality of you, because you may own a company, but what's the face behind that?
Right.
It's the one doing the marketing, the one who owns the company. Take advantage of that. So good words of advice.
And I'm not saying that you're going to make viral videos.
That's tough.
That's not the point. The
Mhm.
point is to attract your local clients. So if you're making videos and say you're bringing out your hoses, you're pulling out chemicals, turn all those things into frequently asked questions. What is this chemical for? What is the nature of this carpet? Whatever it is, turn it into something that when someone searches, they're going to find your videos. They're going to find who you are.
Yeah.
They're going to trust you better.
And you don't have to even do all that. You could get on your computer like we're right now. You could record a 2 minute, 3 minute tip. Did you know how often you should vacuum your home? Did you know how to get out a Kool-Aid stain? What if you spill a glass of wine? What if you were to do a series of tips like that were super short, push those out, evergreen content that I think you believe in, evergreen content.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So all
yeah.
kinds of things
Right.
you can do. There's no end to it.
Right. And I look back on my cleaning days and I'm thinking, wow, there was so much I could have done better had I had the technology of today. you know.
It's
But so,
changed. Yeah.
yeah, it has changed. Back then, and I'm not saying we didn't have social media, we did. At least the tail end of my business, owning
Hmm.
Premier Carpet Cleaners. Facebook had just started. I had gotten banned a few times because I was just
Shock. I'm
I
shocked.
didn't know what I was doing. But nowadays it's just I think it's so easy. I can't say so easy. It's easier than it was before. You don't have to spend gobs of money on coupon clipping newspaper ads. People are like, well, what's a newspaper? What's a phone book? I mean, that's all we had back then.
Hmm.
Now it's
With
it's
those big
it's
monthly payments you had to make on your yellow page ad. What
yeah,
if you were to spend that kind of money? Because I think for me, Rob, it might have hit 2, 3 thousand a month um, with some of those yellow page ads.
yeah.
What if you spend that now on social media, maybe some paid advertising online? When no one does it, it seems like they'd rather pay for that yellow page ad that did work, but
Well,
no
here's
things
the
have
thing is
changed.
that with yellow pages, a lot of times they were tied to your phone number. You didn't pay
Oh,
your you didn't pay your phone book, your
it was in
ad,
your phone bill. Yeah.
and your phone disappears. You
Kind of
don't get
hard
a
for your
call.
customers to call you.
Now everybody's just transfers all their calls to their cell phone, and you just share your story out on social.
And create a calendar. Just do something every day. I know when I get up in the morning, feed the cats, make coffee, I do my number one social post across all channels except TikTok. No TikTok for me.
Out on TikTok.
But yeah, I mean, so it's just a part of the routine. And if you did that as a business owner, whatever it is, reshare someone else's content, provide something, put it out there. Takes about 5 minutes. You're done. You could do more than that, but why not just make that your
Well,
start?
and I'll share a tip with you. I use a service called Social Bee.
Hmm.
And when I bought it, it was a lifetime thing. Now I think it's $50 a month, which is still a great deal. And
Yep.
so you load up all your content. And what I do is I theme things out. So, Monday might get a quote of some sort, like a Motivation Monday. Tuesday would be testimonials. Wednesday could be a video. Thursday, a blog articles, and so on and so forth. And so you put everything into these categories, and then you schedule it out through your social bee. And now it goes across all your social platforms, and it just saved you 20 hours a week.
Hmm.
So you can and you can share your videos, you can share everything. And so, you can set up a month at a time, 2 months, 6 months. It's all scheduled. One
Hmm.
less thing to think about when you're trying to go out there and clean and to me it was always about training and education. I was training me and my crew, but I was also educating, my clients and get them to understand why you need to pay more for a
Mm.
service, why you need to prep the area before we get there. And it was all those things that I think when you look at the systemization of everything I did, it's like, wow, I'm doing that now. I'm not cleaning. I'm sitting behind a desk most times writing books, but there's still a system. And I have to go through that system. I'm still educating my clients. I'm still training myself.
It's interesting how it doesn't matter what industry you're in. You're right. It's the same process. You have a system in place. Your comment about having the customer prep the rooms for cleaning. Of
Mhm.
course, that's what we want. Doesn't always happen, but when they question that, like, you mean I have to move stuff? You mean I have to pre-vacuum? Well, yeah. What if you went to the dentist and you asked the dentist, Doc, should I brush my teeth before I come, or can I skip it for a few days and then come in and have? No, it's a process.
Yeah,
You just do the process.
yeah. So let's talk about ISSA. I mean, I think 10 years ago when I was writing articles for Cleanfax, I don't remember it being ISSA.
So Cleanfax, of course, was started by John Downey.
Hmm.
Imagine you've met the that scoundrel. No one's going to watch this, right, Rob? Okay. Um, so so John is the one who brought me on board as a writer for Cleanfax, and then NTP Media
Right,
in Albany, New York,
right.
purchased it from him, and I came on board as a full-time editor. But probably about when we met in 2003 is when that happened.
Hmm.
And then another company bought Cleanfax, a company in Birmingham, and then ISSA bought Cleanfax and CMM Magazine, another magazine I'm a media director over. So we have magazines for our members at ISSA, for janitorial, facility. workers, manufacturing, distribution, um, contractors, you name it. If it's a cleaning is part of the industry, we cover it. And Cleanfax, which is where, I come from, that's
Mhm.
my world and that's your world, the floor cleaning side, restoration side. So it all landed at ISSA, and I started there in 2018. So as just part of Cleanfax, and then about a year or two later, I became the media director. So I don't know, does that answer any questions, or that's what happened? That's the truth.
No, it just and I know that there's consolidation and
That's it.
the magazine business is really taken a turmoil because it's print. It's just like publishing.
Well, and we
People don't want
pivot.
to read anymore.
We pivot with that. We keep our finger on the pulse of what readers want. I remember at NTP in Albany, we're talking 2003, where it was all about print.
Hmm.
And we had signs up, our subscribers hate to read. Well, what do we mean by that? They didn't want to read a long article. They wanted short bites to get some help with their business. That was our philosophy. So when you look in Clean Facts, you usually see shorter articles, more tip related, just things you can read and scan and get something from, and the readers love that. But over the years, we pivoted greatly to digital. So we've always had our online newsletters, but more website content, more webinars. We used to like agonize over two webinars a year. Now we do like one a month
Wow.
or more. If we also do sponsored webinars, and of course, the video programming has become a big thing in podcasting. So, which is what you do as well. So
I don't know what a podcast is.
everything everything has come around. We still have print. All of our magazines are still print, but more and more of our subscribers want the digital.
Hmm.
It's just the progression of time, right?
Yeah.
Everything's changing, but print is still healthy, but a lot more video, a lot more content online. People look at their phones
Yeah.
or their tablets to consume their content.
Well, I just wrote a post this morning about the noise, the marketing noise. We're
Hmm.
putting out all this content, and which is great. I encourage everybody to put content out, but I don't want you to worry about, trying to attract everybody because everybody is not your clientele. The people that resonate with your message are going to be the ones that can filter out that noise just to come to your video, your podcast, your book, whatever content it is. And so, yes, we're contributing to more noise, but in reality, what you're doing is you're isolating the right types of clients to come to you and not worrying about what your competition's doing.
Exactly. And using the power of Google and YouTube and all the algorithms out there, which you might understand. I just know that when you start publishing content and it's being consumed by the audience you want, it
Mhm.
just starts to snowball from there. So it's great to see. Hopefully that never changes. But
Well, the what I'm discovering is that more and more people are not searching on Google. They're
mhm,
searching on ChatGPT.
me as well.
I was in Germany, I mean, not Germany, I was in Paris at the airport waiting for my exchange, and a German gal came up and she's asking my wife and I questions. And she was like, yeah, I just went to ChatGPT and I was searching for, what the best Dunkin' Donuts donut was. And I'm like, really? Who goes to ChatGPT? But it's so huge in Europe, they're not even going to Google anymore. And so
Well, what
it's
is the donut? What's the donut?
I think she went with a cruller,
Okay.
but it's like because ChatGPT will actually translate it faster for you, based on your questions.
So I am still somewhat stuck with Google. I often default to that when I'm on my phone, like I need to look up a word or something. But when I use ChatGPT more and more for search because
Mhm.
they've integrated search. It does a fantastic job, and it doesn't just answer your question with a sentence. It gives you a mini article,
Yeah,
and then you could say expand on that,
right.
and you can get more and more information. So I'm not sure if it has all the functions that Google might have, like restaurants or reviews. It might. I've never tried it that way.
Yeah,
But when it comes to ideas, like when I do a video like this, I might put into ChatGPT the topic we've done and say, what's a good headline for this? Or what else can I improve on? And it just gives you information.
yeah.
For marketing, for what you do, it has to be even better.
Right. And it's not there yet, but I think it in 6 months it probably will be. I mean, it's advancing so quickly. One of the things that I think it would be brilliant at is helping cleaners understand chemical interaction. And what I mean by that is that I remember, I think it was maybe 6 months after I started my cleaning business. I mixed the deodorizer with a Scotch guard in my canister. 2 minutes later, the whole thing was solid. I'm like, had I had ChatGPT, it could have warned me.
Or an IICRC class, Rob.
Yeah, I could, yeah. But yeah, here's the thing is that
You're trying to do a shortcut.
I was trying to, and the thing is that was before I even took those classes.
Right.
So you couple ChatGPT with your types of classes, the IICRC, and you guys, cleaners could have on-demand answers right away, you know. But, and I always valued the training I got from those classes. It was a shame though that we as cleaners, at least I never got asked by my clients, are you IICRC certified?
Of course not.
And I think that even in today's world, nobody has ever asked me, "Hey, do you have a college degree?" I don't have that either, but I have a marketing company, and I
Hmm.
think we need to do better.
So, I mean, I think you know a little bit about marketing. When you take an IICRC class or you're a master, I think you became a master cleaner in your time, Rob. I remember
Mhm.
you in a upstairs classroom at Pemberton's. We were mixing dyes and pretending to know stuff. Remember that?
Oh, and the funny thing is that I'm partially colorblind, so it was going into
Yeah.
homes
Yeah,
trying to.
we noticed. We noticed. Yeah. Anyway,
It's
but my
funny.
point is when you have that certification and that sticker or whatever that looks like, the card for yourself, your customers know about it because you tell them. You talk about it. You put it on your van. They don't care what it is. They just know it is, right? They
Mhm.
know you've invested in training. You've invested in being a better business owner, technician for them. I mean, I don't know what the auto mechanic certifications are, the ASE, what that stands for. I just know when I take my car in, I expect that. And
Right.
I'm not going to go to a company or a person in a garage who doesn't have it. He
Yeah.
might be better, but I want that peace of mind.
Yeah.
So that's your marketing tip of the day, Rob.
Well, and the thing is, and I'm not saying everybody should fake it till you make it because that's not it. What
No,
we're saying is that, you know, we have the technology, we have the training, we have the marketing skills, and maybe I wasn't treated as a respectful marketer before I wrote books, but
could be.
now that I have a few of them, people come to me and say, "Wow, this is great. Can I hire you?" Yeah.
So I don't know if I agree with that all the way because I remember your early days. Well, here, I'm giving you a compliment. Ready? I remember on social media you were doing stuff, and I mean, some of it was a little edgy, and I thought you'd offend people, and you did a little bit at times. That's okay. You were helping people as well. There were people were responding to Rob,
Yeah.
to your. I think you've been known to be a little sarcastic at times. I mean, comes and goes, but the point is, you were reaching people that worked with your personality, and that's what you want as a business owner. When you have clientele, you want them to work with you. You want the kind that meshes with your own philosophies.
Yeah, and I think when thinking back to the carpet cleaning world, a lot of my clients meshed with me because they liked my personality or they liked something about me. It was never about, hey, you have this type of truck mount, you have this, you have that. They just wanted clean carpet from
Hmm.
somebody they could trust.
That's it.
Yeah. Hmm.
What are we going to talk about now?
I don't know. I thought we'd talk about your cat. No.
I have two, at which I have to lock my office door. So what you see here is the back of my office, back of my house. Nothing like a big 20-pound cat jumping up on my desk and taking over an interview. So
No,
they're
but
locked out.
you've done a lot, and I've noticed that you are, we talk about pivoting, but you have a product kind of like a podcast called Straight Talk,
Hmm.
and I think that's doing wonders because it's helping you're educating your audience. You know,
It's very fulfilling when we do something that people watch and they respond to. So thank you. Yeah, we do. I do Straight Talk. That's my, you could say that's my platform, my premiere show. Premiere, get it? Premiere.
yeah,
You chose that word for a reason. And
yeah,
then I do Take Five with Cleanfax. It's a shorter. I try. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, but you know how that goes, Rob. It's supposed
yeah.
to
I
be five.
know this
Yeah.
sometimes this show is I when I started it was going to be like 25 minutes, and now sometimes it's an hour long. I'm like,
Listen, we can
cut
go
it,
as long
cut it.
as you want because you said you're paying me by the hour, so all good
Yeah.
there. And then we do sponsored products as well, demo experience where we talk about products. Companies in the cleaning industry do that. It's just fun. It's just like a second career in a way.
Hmm.
I've got a few years ahead of me still, but I can do print and normal journalism in my sleep. It's the video and I really enjoy the editing part of it, the kind of focusing in on the computer
Hmm.
and because I've learned that the last couple of years. I'm not good at it yet, but I'm saying I'm working it, trying to get better at it. Not going to be creating Hollywood movies, but it's a lot of fun and I enjoy
Wow.
it.
The Jeff Cross production that just
Hey, that's a good name for a company. Huh. No, at ISSA, it's a position I value, and it's been good with our cleaning magazines now owned by a cleaning association.
hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But what's over the I and I've kind of distanced myself away from cleaning. I sold my cleaning company in 2014,
Hmm.
and so it's almost 11 years, and I have no the only cleaning equipment I still have is a turbo dryer. I keep it
Just
in
in
my
case.
basement.
So yes, I sold my equipment. I have a nice portable in the basement, an encapsulation scrubber, a couple spotting kits. But when I have my carpet cleaned, I have a buddy who comes in who used to work for me, started his own company. He brings his Butler truck mount and we clean carpet. Well, I watch him do it, to be honest, because I'm going to pay him. He's going to do it. And if he's watching this, coming up about 2 months from now. It's time.
Yeah,
But
it's I had someone clean my carpet, and I said, "Let me see your scrub wand. I want to try that." I'm like, I was exhausted after 3 minutes. I'm like, how did I even do this? You know?
did the person who cleaned your carpet know who you were?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
your background?
yeah. I
Okay.
used to do some marketing for him, so
So
yeah,
he
he
knew to
knew
he
who I
knew to do
was.
it right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did a great job. I mean,
Hmm.
he did things that I never even dreamed of doing back when I owned the cleaning business, and I'm like, wow, yeah, just a lot of detail. A lot of things the guys are doing, guys and gals are doing now, and that I wish the equipment I had back then. It just as technology increases, I think so does some of the you know things that cleaners can do. Um, the
They're
truck mounts,
empowered for sure.
yeah, the,
Yes.
the truck mounts are a lot more powerful now. Um,
The
you know,
tools, the wands, I mean, a wand that cleans forward and backwards. What?
yeah, just crazy stuff, and but I wasn't. I knew that my cleaning days were kind of numbered. I was getting older. Physically, I wasn't capable of doing it anymore. People are like, "What do you mean getting older? You still look like you're." Yeah, I was. I spent 20 years in the industry, and every bone in my body ached. I couldn't do it anymore.
But you have good hair.
I do. It just.
Yeah. I mean, no, I hear you. I was, you could say, blessed with a strong back. I made all the mistakes cleaning when it comes to how to pick up furniture and move it and all. Never had any issues and I still don't. So, but I guess I'm lucky because a lot of cleaners don't, when I do a class, I talk about keep your back straight. Here's how you move the wand. If you bend over and you do this or that, you're going to have an achy back and you're going to have troubles. So I never lived that, but I preach it.
yeah, yeah.
But there's days, Robin, I miss those days of going from one job to the next. It's rainy here in Ohio right now. I don't miss that. But on a
Mm.
nice sunny spring day, 70 degrees, good customers, the sun is shining. Um, yeah, there's times where, just that aspect of work is a nice thing to think about.
Well, the one horror story that I have that I like to share is that I had pulled up to a person's house, it was pouring down rain, and I was swearing because you got to drag your hoses in, and I'm thinking I'm not going to drag my hoses in, I'll just carry them. And I had bundles of hoses in my arms, and I get in the house, I get all everything um, laid out and connected to the truck, and I slipped down the person's yard. My backside was covered in mud, and I go to get back up, and I slipped again. My front side's covered in mud, and then their dog comes out and starts licking me, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just,
Was this before Ring doorbell cameras? Because I would love to
yeah,
see that.
yeah, that was.
Oh.
I'm glad that we didn't have that invention back
Uh,
then because I would have gone viral.
was that a defining moment for you? Was that it?
That was, I think that was midway through owning the service. I think it was my 10th year. And
Uh,
and that was when I started to think, okay, how can I sell this? What can I do? And that's when I started the marketing company in 2001, a little later.
mhm.
But yeah, it was
We've all had those experiences, stories to share, war stories, you might say, of on the job, what happened. So many, but that's okay. You got through it.
I did get through it, but and I don't miss the cat pee smell. No.
I don't think anyone likes that smell. So,
It was just
but some
and
would say, Rob, some would say that's the smell of money. I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
One of the things though that came as a plus when I stopped cleaning is I now have a super sniffer. I mean, everything smells to me. So I don't know if it was chemical desensitization, I just didn't smell as much.
Well, you're around it all the time.
Yeah.
Just like when you go into a customer's house and they have a cat and they don't smell all that because they live it. So
Yeah.
maybe that was it with you. Now you're away from it. You got a good sniffer going on.
It's like I can't take it. But
Yeah, there's things we'll always remember. I can
yeah,
tell
I
the
mean,
truck mount down the street. I can tell the engine type.
yeah.
Walk into a place, if there's a pet little funky smell, I know what it is. Yeah, it's always with you.
So, we talked about marketing briefly, but how does and I know the answer, you know the answer. Maybe my audience doesn't know the answer. How does Cleanfax, explore the marketing aspect when it comes to a cleaning business nowadays?
So I'm not sure if I follow. So rephrase that for me.
Okay, so you're big on education,
Right.
big on training. What are some of the marketing techniques that you're sharing out with the audience to make them
Oh,
better at what they do?
okay. I understand that one. My apologies.
I was speaking Spanish or something.
No, it's okay. I was thinking a different direction, but here's how we do content at Cleanfax. Marketing management is I just pay attention to social media. I like the article we're going to have from you. We talked about the idea. It's important to you. It's something that will help the Cleanfax audience with their own philosophy of life and leaving a legacy. And I'm like, let's do it. And you wrote the article. We did a video. It's
Mhm.
going to be in the magazine. So it's about listening to people. I get pitches all the time from a lot of people about, hey, I have an article idea. Would you accept it? I'm like, send it in. Let me look at it. If it
Mhm.
resonates with what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing out there, that's how we choose our content.
Right.
A lot of it is how to treat people, right? Customer service, white glove treatment. Not so much the nuts and bolts of SEO, although we do that occasionally, but it's just about what the industry needs. And
Mhm.
it's not all about marketing.
Right.
It's a lot of production and operations, management, hiring, firing, you know, things like that.
I
Marketing is
only
a
fire. I
big
don't
deal.
hire anymore.
But Rob, the sad part is companies don't value marketing as they should for the most part. And when things are good, they're not going to market. When things get bad, there's that knee-jerk reaction. Oh, I got to put some dollars into this.
Mhm.
Um, Kind of like a surgery. You get fixed, and then you think you're good forever. You need to keep up the good lifestyle, whatever the doctor says to do. So Dr. Rob says, continue to do your marketing even in good times, right?
Right. Always. But here's here's the thing that, and this goes back to my cleaning days, and it still works for everybody out there. Send thank yous, send
Yeah.
reminders. And I know a lot of cleaning companies just don't do that anymore. They think, oh, I can just put it on social. I'll just remind somebody via, Facebook or via email. All that gets lost in like, again, noise.
hmm
You
So
send
easy to
out,
send something, some thank you, or a little gift if it's a valuable client. I don't know. I remember bought a car many years ago, and the salesman sent us a box of cookies and a thank you card. I
oh,
remember that to this day. Didn't have to, but it made an impression. And if I now we moved away, so we didn't need another car at that in that former address where we lived there. But if I needed one, I would remember him.
mhm,
The thank you.
yeah. And the thing is that the mail service today, you may not like it, but it gets your message delivered to the person that you really want to read that message versus social media. And because they're not getting as much mail as they used to, they're more inclined to open it.
Right.
So, utilize the old school methods of marketing as well as the new school.
hmm
So, but yeah, let's we got a few minutes left. I want to tell everybody about legacy. And the reason why I wrote a book on legacy and I wrote the article for Cleanfax on legacy is I'm getting older, as we all are. And I'm thinking about, what my life, what my contributions to community are going to look like when I'm gone. So it's maybe it's selfish of me to think that way, but I want other people, future generations, my grandkids, to understand what I did, how I did it, you know, and the impact that it has on them. And it allows them to maybe skip some steps, to learn and to say, well, my granddad did this, and this is how I learned, and this is, you know, what's going to happen. And it's not always about leaving money, although that's nice. It's about leaving your knowledge for future generations to learn from.
hmm Well said.
So, any last words of wisdom that you want to leave to my audience? Or how do
Oh.
they get, if they are in the cleaning industry, how do they get in touch with you?
So my phone number, my emails in every publication we have. You can Google me, find me on LinkedIn. But anything that anyone needs, I'm here as a resource to connect. I like to think I'm a connector because I just know a lot of people. No special skill, just been doing this a while to where I can usually find some help for people. But subscribe to our publications. They're no cost to those who are qualified in the industry. Means you're in the industry, you're doing the work. You have to remember issa.com/media. That's the portal to everything we do at ISSA. Cleanfax is there. Cleaning and Maintenance Management Magazine is there. Everything's there. The videos, all our podcasts. So I guess I don't have big words of wisdom, Rob. I appreciate being here today. Episode 319. Well, it's kind of a sore subject right now, but let's
But it'll get better. It'll get better.
but keep up the good work and keep being Rob, Mr. Sarcasm.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. I got nothing.
Thanks, Rob.